Hello everyone and welcome back to another algorithm live stream. In this live stream we're going to be taking a look at the Randwick card for the first time I think in the algorithm's history since it made its debut about a month ago. It's been all the Queensland Winter Campaign, all the Queensland Winter Carnival up until this Saturday essentially, where we switch over states to the New South Wales, and Royal Randwick is the place of focus this week as we go for a look at a whopping benchmark 88 meeting. The algorithm was on fire today at Bendigo, finding 3 of the last 4 winners on the card, including This Is My Turf. Well, This Is Our Turf. I think it was This Is My Turf at about $10 or $11. I was quite happy about that. The old algorithm's back. The new one last week just didn't work for anyone wondering. It was just a bit too hard. So I've gone back to what I know, and we're going to see how it went 2 weeks ago. So in the first race, found 2 of the place getters, Pure Paradise and Navy on the highway. Got the winner in race 2, Depth of Character. I think that was a 2-year-old race. Nana Guy was very far ahead, but I'm pretty sure it was off a year's break, so it was a little bit of a rating we don't trust, and it didn't place, and none of the double figures did, so that race was a complete write-off. In the Battle of the Bush, Tiger Legend at $16, we had him for second, and it won. Master Plan didn't do much. The on-top selection, Princess Rhaenys won the Gold Crown. In the Tattersalls Cup, Young Verta got beaten by a pimple to Vow and Declare. And Vow and Declare wasn't in our top 4. Cotty was the winner of race 7, the Tattersalls Mile, which is what we got. That's a green, that's a tick. In the Tats Tiara, I think we took on Bella Nipotina because it had gate 17. I think it settled 3 wide, no cover, but it didn't matter. She was just heaps too good. Same Majik had a good spot, but just found nothing. And then the last race, the WJ Healy, was just a complete write-off as well. Iron and Merc did nothing. All that Pizzazz did nothing, and neither did the 2 roughies. But we'll move on to this week and see what's going. So we've got 10 races, none of the benchmarks or whatever on here, just the names of the races. I will run through the class and all that once we get to the races, and we might as well start. So we've got race 1 here. It's a 2-year-old handicap over the 1400 metres. I'm hoping that the algorithm can be on fire on Saturday, because first meeting New South Wales, I want it to be a good one. And although I usually, just my own going off form, doing for Randwick, usually doesn't end up well. Me and Randwick don't go well together, but hoping that can all change. So we put all the data in the little spreadsheet, and it'll eventually pop up, which it does. And we got to actually, have I done this right? I changed something today. No, I have done that right. So we have to allow mayor's allowance. So 5, 6, 9 and 11 are all getting downgrades by 0.6. And this average prize money needs to change. I'm going to make that 15,000. So the toppy is at 2.6 for the average prize money. I've gotten rid of the age and strike rate just because I think it'll help not make the ratings skewed to the horses that have won 1 from 1 and 100% in their career. So yeah, that's just what I've done. And number 2 and 4, I've got the same trainer, I think. John O'Shea and Charlton. Who's Charlton? I don't know. I can probably drop back down to 15. 3.3 is a bit too high. And then we'll be ready to make a top 4. So also factoring in the barriers of these lot, but it looks like Bartolf is, well, clearly on top. The ones that don't have the barrier, looks like the favourite's drawn gate, the widest gate, so that isn't going to help. Kenmare Bay and Sacred Fort are on the same amount of points, and I only did it to 1 decimal place, so we don't know who's ahead. Maybe I might go out another one. 10.12 10.05. So Kenmare Bay is just ahead of Sacred Fort, but Good Sort, as it drawn a gate, it has. That elevates to at least second. And I might put that in second. So I have Bartolf, head of Good Sort, and then I don't know where Wanneroo settles in run, but drawn the outside gate isn't ideal in any circumstance. So that's a bit of a... Don't know how to treat that one. But one thing's for sure, Bartolf's going to be on top. It's $4.20. Got Nash in the saddle. What can go wrong with that? And we'll have it about 2.2 ahead, because Good Sort gets a little bit of elevation due to its barrier. Then we'll have Good Sort at 650 in for second. And then we'll have, well, Kenmare Bay deserves a bit of, I forgot to give Kenmare Bay an upgrade because it was a debutant. It's going to get a 1 upgrade. And that will put it in clear third. And Kenmare Bay is $18. And then we'll have what did I say before? We'll either have Sacred Fort or Wanneroo. Wanneroo probably lead, wouldn't it? So the gate wouldn't really matter. I don't know. It's getting too... Nah, I'll have it in there for fourth. At about, what was it, 220. Gotta get rid of this Eagle Farm. It's throwing me off. So that's what we're doing for race 1. Don't know how much or how good we're going to treat it because it is a 2-year-old race. But we'll move on with race number 2 as we get to some raced horses, which is good. Alright. Copy and paste this from Excel. And then we're on our way. And it goes, so 1, 7, 8, 9 are all getting downgrades. 1, this number, I'm not sure. I'll leave it as it is. This trainer thing can go back to 10. And we'll make a top 4. So they're very even in this race. There's 5 horses within 0.4 points of each other. So In Flight, Detendu, Ballet d'Esprit. If Broadway Bouncer had have drawn a gate, it would have been right up there too. So it'll be Detendu, just ahead of In Flight. Although In Flight looks pretty promising, and I could increase or decrease the divider of the average prize money, and In Flight probably goes on top. But I'm going to leave it as it is and put Detendu on top at $4.60. At least it's not crazy, but it's only 0.2 in front, so it's a no betting race. In Flight is at In Flight is at $3.80. And then we have, what did I say? We had Cinematic Star, who's also in for Caulfield. This is 0.8. This is 0.83. Ballet d'Esprit, and they're for fourth. So So I'll put that in now. Alright, that's 2 races down at Randwick, and we have 8 to go. So Randwick's an early start. Hopefully it doesn't get washed out. I checked the forecast. It doesn't look that bad. So that's a good thing. But yeah, we'll get race 3 out the way. It's a bigger field, this one. Copy and paste from Excel. Pops up, so 8 to 12 and then 14 to 15. We're going to have to increase this. I'm going to make it to 5,000. And get rid of this. Alright, what am I spotting so far? So Cranky Harry hasn't got the barrier. It's drawn 8 though. That's 1 outside the median. It's probably a 3. Cranky Harry goes straight to the top. Definitely. It's at $2. Gee, it deserves to be. It's in front on my thing by 1.3. Field the Moment is prominent. Perovic is prominent. Rajnish, Final Comment, Victory Roll. Anything that doesn't have the barrier that we can look at. Magic Pharaoh doesn't have the barrier. It's drawn 10, which is still pretty good. But no. Apart from that, nothing. So Perovic is going to go straight into second. It's at $8. And then in for third, Field the Moment, which is at $9. And finally, what did I say before? Rajnish at $6 is in for fourth. So that's the highway. Now we move on to the midway. I don't really know the difference between these two things as a Victorian, but I know that they both always have big fields, and yeah, they're very hard to try and work out the winner. As we copy and paste, there's 17 currently in this race. Or the lowest saddlecloth is, or the highest saddlecloth is saddlecloth 17 at the moment. There might be a few scratchings in between. No, I'm pretty sure there's 17. I don't even think there's been a scratching. No, there hasn't been a scratching yet. There will be though, knowing these races. 4, 5, 10, 11. Get mare's allowance. Downgrades. 14 and 16. This is just to make it as accurate as possible. Well, Charming Legend's 11.9 here. That's going to have to be drilled down a bit. How much by? We go by 20. It's currently at a 3.0 for this now. So, what can we see from this? Wrapped, Jack Duggan, the leaders at the moment. And then, well, we have Charming Legend. The median barrier is 9 and it's drawn 12. That's pretty good. Could almost put it on top. See who's in front out of Wrapped and Jack Duggan. 11.58 and 11.65. Jack Duggan's on top here, but I might put Charming Legend on top. It looks like it should be there, shouldn't it? And then Jack Duggan second, Wrapped third, Phillipsburg fourth. Although Charming Legend is 1 for 1, that's why it's pretty high up on the old ratings, but we'll go for it anyway. It'll be in front by only about 0.4, 0.3, ahead of Jack Duggan, who is at $61. That could be each way value, and Wrapped is at $15. Gee, the midway's throwing up some different results, and Phillipsburg's even $19. Well, that's the midway, and we're almost halfway through the card. So move on to race 5. So we're getting through this Randwick card with not too many issues, and hopefully all the horses that we tip are going to be winners. Alright, so Mares allowance for 4 and 6, nothing else. I feel like this needs to be taken down another notch, this weight thing, because this horse is 3 in front of the number 1, 62 kilos compared to 52. Or maybe we just don't have this weight thing at all. I might trial that. Don't think the weight thing's doing anything. It's not contributing anything. Now the ratings get really shortened, but we need to pop this back up maybe to a 7.5. I'll make it a 7,500. And so now we don't need Mare's allowance because we don't have the weight, which will make it a little bit easier for me. So it looks like on top horse is Don Diego de Vega. That's a very weird name. Don Diego de Vega, Rise to It. Then I'm in Town. I can't even pronounce that name. I'm in Town. Aix and Province is right down the bottom. It's drawn 6, which is one outside of the median. It'll be on top. I'm in Town will probably be Rise to It will be Don Diego Vega second, Rise to It third, and maybe Bacaloo fourth. But Aix and Province will definitely be on top. $16. It'll be about 1.5 ahead, which is pretty good. Don Diego de Vega is the favourite. It looks as though at 250. Then Rise to It and Bacaloo. I'm in Town is going to be left out of this top 4, but it'll probably be running well. Probably go straight to the front or something. So we're halfway through. And so far, we've found a few, I wouldn't say standouts, but definitely horses that are worth backing, it seems. Okay, paste that in. Zuphoria, I'm happy with all of that actually. And Demiana is just in front at the moment. Before we look at anything else, just ahead of Zuphoria, just ahead of Masquerade. And then a little gap back to Anna Gain. Captain Amelia and African Daisy, we need to look at their barriers. So one's drawn barrier 9 and Captain Amelia is drawn 11. So African Daisy, wow, that's a tough one. African Daisy almost is promoted to first, but I'm not going to let that happen. Just. Demiana, I think, will just be first ahead of Zuphoria, ahead of Masquerade, and then African Daisy. Or am I overthinking the barriers and just put African Daisy on top? Because if it had the 3, I don't know. Well, it's definitely a no-bet race because they're all so close, so it doesn't really matter. But no, I'm just going to stick with what the algorithm knows, and that's to go with Demiana at $10, ahead of 11, Zuphoria, ahead of 4, Masquerade, who I think was at $9.50, and 2, African Daisy at $5.50. Okay, move on to race 7. I'll introduce something new as well at the end of the live stream, so if you're watching this now, make sure you tune in to the end, because it might make things a little bit easier to understand. Alright, copy and paste. This is the first leg of the quaddie. This all looks good, this all looks good. It all looks good. And what can we see from the points? At the moment, Peace Officer leads. We need to look at the barriers of a few of them. Ha ha ha. The Little Pumper and Presser. Ha ha ha's drawn 14. Little Pumper's drawn 11. And Presser's drawn 8. Presser is behind Peace Officer, but probably just ahead of Toes on the Nose. But then, how do you treat the Little Pumper and Ha Ha Ha? That's something that I don't know. I should just change this before I forget to 0.1, just so we know how far I was ahead. So this is very confusing again, because I don't know how to treat these two horses. The Little Pumper and Peace Officer are 1 and 2. And then it'll be probably Presser and Toes on the Nose. Ha 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 won't ever be in the top. Won't even be in the top 4 maybe. But does the Little Pumper deserve to be in front of Peace Officer? I don't know. How? You know what? I might... these two horses I can't split. I just don't know how to treat gate 11. It's so far close to Peace Officer's rating that I don't know. I might just go. Peace Officer's $19. I don't know. The little, very weird placement by Gay Woodhouse. I might just go the little pumper by about 0.01 to Peace Officer at $19. And then Presser. Gee, these are a few big prices. 23, and Toes on the Nose at 31. This is a tough start to the quaddie. Race 8. The Cambridge. Field of about 12 to do battle for this one. This is taking a while to go over to Excel, but we're about to get there. Alright, race 8 upcoming. And it's loaded. This can go back to 10,000, but I won't be bringing it down any more than that. So at the moment, we've got one clearly on top, and it's Tijuana, the former Victorian. Check the barriers of Felix, Majestic, and Testatus Silence. Felix Majestic's drawn the widest. Testatus Silence goes straight up to second, but they're not catching Tijuana here according to the algorithm. Tijuana's at $18. Gee, it's a bold move by the old algorithm. But it'll be in front, and in front by about 1.3 to 5 Testator Silence, 3.6. I guess Tijuana's got that average prize money on its side because of its 3-year-old days, or when it won the Stut Stakes, but still had to win it. Testator Silence, and then we'll go for War Eternal and Russian Ronnie. Alright, that's a little bit more like all single figures horses, which is alright. The Toyota Four Cliffs handicap is the second last, the penultimate race, the best race on the day, a benchmark 88. This is exciting stuff. Whoops, I didn't do that export very well. Hopefully this should work better. Big field this, biggest field of the day it looks like. A lot of horses. And there's an exciting bear in this race. I think it's in about $26 for the Melbourne Cup bear on the loose. And it's not going to rate on top unless it has drawn a decent barrier, which I don't think it has. Dream Flight. Dream Flight's the one. Time Quest is also prominent. So out of the ones that haven't drawn a gate, Bear on the Loose, Miracle Spin we need to check. It's drawn 18, it's no good. Bear on the Loose probably isn't going to be promoted enough to be in front of Time Quest or Dream Flight. Sorry, Dream Flight, I had to put a -2 on because it doesn't have a jockey, and the default jockey number for this is 2.8, so I had to put a -2 on it. So now it's just Time Quest. Time Quest it'll be Time Quest just from Bear on the Loose. Aramco slides into third, and Fulfilled will actually be ahead of Aramco. So it'll be Time Quest, Bear on the Loose, Fulfilled, Aramco. That's how we're going to do it for race 9. Time Quest is at $8.50 for Zachy Lloyd. $8.50. It'll be in front by, I don't know, probably 0.22. Bear on the Loose, who's at $2. Bear on the Loose would probably just win this, but algorithm says maybe not. And then Fulfilled. Wait, did I get Fulfilled as well? No, I didn't. So Fulfilled won't be on there. It'll be, I have to figure out a fourth horse now, to be Aramco. And could potentially be Amberite. No, it'll be Lord Ardmore. Aramco is third, and Lord Ardmore at $18 is fourth. Now we'll go for the Schweizers, Cobra's Lawyers. Schweizer Cobra's Lawyers is the last race, and we're about to finish up here. So that looks pretty good. Before we look at the barriers, well, Dipsy Doodle could be well clear here. It's drawn the outside gate though. So it'll be in front, but not by much. Get Along is there. Satin and Silk. South of India, if it's drawn a gate, it's drawn 10, which still isn't great. Plundering's also prominent. We'll just fill this in as we go. For the last, Dipsy Doodle will be on top, $5 ahead of the 6 Get Along at $5.50. South of India will be the next one, and No Statement will be that next. No Statement and Satin and Silk. No Statement's a big price. South of India. I changed my mind. He's going in there. $6. No Statement. It's at 41. Now we'll introduce the first week of as I find, this isn't going to be centered, it's going to be so annoying, but I can't do much about it. Be the first staking plan week that we're going to publicly show based off this algorithm. So we'll just do the ones that are over 1 in front. So the first one, although it's a 2-year-old race, we might not treat that as a very big investment, but Bartolf will have 1 unit the win at 420. That'll be the first one. Cranky Harry. So at race 3, number 1. It's in front by over 2, so we're going to have probably 4 units the win at $2. Or 3. Go 3. Gamble responsibly. We'll have Ikes and Province. At about 0.5 units to win at... Or no, sorry, 0.25 units to win at $16. And Tijuana, also 0.25 units to win at $18. So it's total spend for week 1 of with the staking plan that we're doing is 4.5 units. Yeah, just hoping that any of these can win. That's in my top 4. Actually, while we're here, I might just have something small as well, just because of the price. And it could have very easily been on top, Jack Duggan. Just because of the price. So it's going to be a 4.75 unit spend. If one of these get up, it looks like we're going to make a profit, except for Bartolf and Ikes and Province and Tijuana. Sorry, it's just going to be Cranky Harry and Jack Duggan. If any of Cranky Harry or Jack Duggan get up, it'll be profit for week 1. But thanks everyone for tuning in to these selections. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully they can find a few winners. So I'll see you for next week's algorithm-based live stream. Bye for now.